My name is Mitchell Hora. I'm a 7th generation farmer and an agronomist on a mission to help farmers grow soil health and improve their stewardship of natural resources. Farmers learn best from experience and learning from other farmers. We need to hear about what is working and see it on our neighbors' fields before we take the plunge on our own farms. In the Saginaw Valley area of Michigan, groups of farmers are banding together in peer groups to learn and experiment to improve the health of not only their soils, but ultimately of the Saginaw Bay.
We found out we can do the same kind of operation and probably put a little less time into it and have a little more free time for ourselves. Hello, I'm Scott Brechtelsbauer from Saginaw, Michigan. I'm a no-till cash crop farmer in the Saginaw and Reese area.
My name is Joel Leland, and I work for the Michigan Agriculture Environmental Assurance Program. So I met Scott a few years ago. The relationship is essentially grown just because of the type of farmer that he is and the goals that we have, and they do a lot of the things like no-till and cover crops that we really like to see expanded on in our area.
We've been no-tilling this, I believe, is our 5th year. The biggest thing that I like, especially with the no-till and the cover crops, is wind erosion.
Wind erosion in Saginaw County is very strong. The ability of farmers to plant a cover crop or equally to not till in the fall is very, very important.
I feel like I gain land now from my neighbors blowing on. Mine doesn't move. It just doesn't move. We started doing a lot more research on soil health, and it just looked like an opportunity to possibly cut some costs and have more time on our hands. We used to always have a big articulated 4-wheel drive for our heavy tillage in the fall and our light tillage seedbed prep work in the spring. By going to no-till, we were able to sell that and sell the equipment that it pulled. Along with that, we've gotten rid of cultivators. So now we're to the point we have 2 tractors that plant. One pulls a 40-foot drill, one pulls a 40-foot planter. Then we have a 3rd tractor around that basically runs a belt conveyor and mows roadsides. Wayne's figuring out how many gallons of fuel we are using a year as far as in diesel fuel for the tractors. And it's turned out now we are down to less than 4 gallons an acre for the whole year. That's from planting, spraying, and combining.
Farmers are some of the hardest workers in the world. There is no denying that. But farming doesn't have to be all about 12-hour days in the field. Many of the practices that are good for the soil, like skipping the fall tillage pass, are also good for your family time.
We all have families and want to do things with the family, and we found out we can do the same kind of operation and probably put a little less time into it and have a little more free time for ourselves. I'd like to do a lot of deer hunting with my son and my oldest daughter. My middle child, she graduated this past year. Before that, it was going to all her basketball games.
Improving soil health and water quality takes a whole community of involvement. Scott and the rest of the farmers work with their neighbors to ensure that everyone knows they are not alone in this journey.
I'm willing to help if somebody has a question.
They also have support from a wide array of local experts.
Jeremiah Asher, I'm the Assistant Director at the Institute of Water Research at Michigan State University. We really believe that farmers are innovative problem solvers. Having a network where producers can talk with each other and interact and share what their successes are and some of their failures and challenges that they had, we believe that that's a good way to break down that barrier and be able to have producers interact in a way that they would be willing to try different conservation practices that they may not have been willing to try, thinking that they just wouldn't fit in with their current operations. Where these networks can really help producers be more open to kind of learning and sharing information because they're working within a peer-to-peer network with other farmers, and so they're in this kind of trusted area where they know the people that they're interacting with. They're in their communities. They see the practices they're doing. They see the results. They hear from them, and so we believe that also helps to improve the adoption or willingness to try to adopt and try some of these practices.
By learning from each other, farmers in the Saginaw Valley are helping one another to improve their soil health and improve the Bay's health. From farmer to farmer, it's the Bay way.